Yo, what's good? It's Skano from the gutter. So apparently there was a ice raid at a Chicago apartment complex, and I believe it's a mix of FBAs and Latinos in this complex. And from reports, like I said, ICE ran up in there. They had everybody exit the building, which is procedure. And there are some FBAs saying that they snatching up everyone. You know, some black folks actually got caught up in there, and this will happen. But let me point out, listen, if you do happen to be an FBA who get caught up, in this deportation, you got a bag coming. More than likely, you probably got a bag coming. But I think what FBAs need to understand, man, because there are, still some black folks in the Chicago community who are, speaking out against this whole situation. Listen, man, y'all need to understand that this is beneficial to FBA communities. And I don't say any of this out of hatred. God knows it ain't no hate in my heart when I speak on these topics. It is what it is. This is beneficial to FBAs, you know, for years now, you know, not just immigrants, but illegals, you know, have been displacing black folks because it's not the white communities where, like I said, they end up being shuttled to. A majority of all of them, basically, you know, like I said before, in close proximity to black communities. So that means less housing for FBAs, less job opportunities. You know what I'm saying? This is beneficial. It's part of, I think the people of Chicago, you know, it's not my city, but I think y'all need to just fall back, man. Stay out the way, you know, and let these people do what they do. Why are y'all making this an FBA issue? Because it is not. Now, like I said, it certainly affects us as far as this whole migration situation. But this is not about you are standing up for not, and like I said, it's not to persecute these people, or y'all standing up for illegals who could give a crap less about y'all. First and foremost, they do not, for the most part, mess with us. They don't like us, you know. Now, they may smile in our faces and, play the role, but at the end of the day, they are for Latinos. Why are y'all putting yourself in the middle of this and trying to make this stay out the way, you know? But, in regard to this situation that happened in this all-white community, this all-white enclave, I believe Yucatan, Illinois. I'm not sure if I'm butchering the pronunciation, but, 67-year-old Gerald Wilikowski, who apparently a domestic dispute with his wife. Now, I don't know if they're living together at this time or what, but he shows up he shoots his wife and didn't kill her, though. And during this whole, encounter, he told her, "I'm going to see your parents next." So he put some in her. And like I said, these all white communities, they pretty much clump right together on top of each other. So he probably just went across the street. But anyway, he goes to her parents' home, shoots both of them dead, goes back to his home, and unalives himself. Now, I don't pretend to act like I know what's in these people's mind when y'all wanted to, create these all-white enclaves. Even though, as I said before, y'all already have segregated yourself from the beginning of America's inception, y'all have segregated yourselves. How much more segregated can you be? So, like I said, the premise behind these all-white communities. Now, some people say, well, it's nothing to do with, you know, race. I've heard some that say they are tired of others. They want to remove themselves from society, secular society, mainstream society, however you want to put it, because they are tired of, you know, the criminality, you know, the immorality, the violence that plagues, you know, American societies. And pretty much what they saying is, you know, as a result of others, you know, black folks. And I guess in their deluded minds, they feel like, well, if we separate ourselves, you know, we won't have to deal with all the other issues that plague American society. This is a clear example here of, for the most part, it is white America who is perpetrating the violence, the corruption, the racism, you know, against others, you know. But at the same time, y'all want to, you know, separate yourselves as if these all-white enclaves are going to be some paradises, you know, where y'all live in perfect harmony. It's in white folks' nature. I would say human nature to some degree, but especially, you know, white folks to be violent, combative, confrontational. You know, it's in your nature. Just look at the history, you know, not just in America, globally. So in what world do these people think? This isn't the first incident of violence that have come out of these all-white communities. Y'all are probably the most white people. You're probably the most violent people on the planet. Let's be real. Y'all wipe out off pretty much, you know, as far as wildlife. How many different species of animals have went extinct because white people then hunted them out? You know, other races, for instance, Native Americans, even Africans, they hunt what they need. White people just hunt for fun. Y'all like killing shit, you know? So, I have to wonder who is really, you know, the most violent? So, as I anticipated, you know, because after a while, if they can't direct their venom and vitriol and hatred towards others, you know, and specifically black folks, they will direct it at whoever is in proximity to them. You know what I'm saying? White folks. White on white crime. Yeah, that's what's going on in these communities. White on white crime, you know. So, if this isn't proof that it isn't black folks that y'all need to be worried about, it's y'all. This is direct proof. You can't even segregate yourselves and have peace. It's in your nature to be violent. Not all white folks, you know. And I have commenters that pop up here and say, "Oh, you're half white," and okay, would it make you feel? This is coming from the white side of me. Then, if it make you feel better, you know. Thanks for pointing out that I'm biracial. What that got to do with what I'm talking about? So, as I said, man, it's not others. It is y'all, man. No ops left Skano. You already know.